Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is Hap Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now, this is the second video on modeling numbers. In the previous one, we looked at how to model numbers up to thousands. This time around, we are looking at how to model numbers up to billions, right? We are using this same set of multi-block what, or also known as the multi-base block. Now, just a quick recap on what these multi-base blocks are. As you can see, these are just visual representation of numbers. You see, so you have a very huge number, you want to visualize it. We use this block. This first one here we call a cube. You see, and then 10 of these forms what we call a rod, as you see over here. So if I'm to pick up one cube over here and then fix it into it, you see it fits perfectly, and then you have 10 of them in this one over here. You see, so 10 of them. Then we come to the flat. So the same way, if you pick 10 off your, what do you call it, of your rod, you're supposed to get one flat. You see, so this is just one of it. So 1, 2, it flows in that order. You see, okay. Now I do believe you'll be able to guess what gives us a block. So if you take 10 of these flats, you see, and we fix it through, we are going to get one of the block. Now, with that said, unlike our previous lesson where we were limited to thousands, this time around, as I've said earlier, we are working in what? Billions. Hence, one cube is going to represent a hundreds of thousand units. So 100,000 units. That is for one cube. Now, for a long, then we are going to use that to represent what? A million units. You see, 1 million units. Then a flat is going to represent 10 million units. 10 million units. Whilst a block then is going to be what? Hundreds or 100 million units. So with that said, let's look at how we can apply this in solving modeling based questions. Our question here says model the number. We have 31,500,000. 31,500,000. Given that, so you have been given that one cube represents what? 100,000. One rod represents what? Just as we have over here. So if you were able to follow our previous lesson, and I said that after writing your solution, before we can answer this, before we give out our visual presentation, then for the number we have over here, we would have to do well to write it in its expanded form. We have to do well to write it in its expanded form. And writing in expanded form is very simple. So for this number you have over here, you just write the first one, which is 3. Then all this should be 0. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. You see? Then after that, you come to the next number. So you say plus. Our next number here is 1. So we have our 1. Then all this becomes 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then plus the last one here, which is what? 5. And 5 has how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you put that over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? So now that you are done with this, you pick the numbers one after the other. So starting from what we have over here. Now with what we have over here, which is the very first one, you see, and then that was actually our 30 million. So we come to our units we have over here. Which of them represent the tens of millions? And that is the flat. You see, now we know that 3 times this one is what gives us the 30. So we rewrite this 30 million as 3 times 10 million. This is what we have over here. Now, you do know that the 10 million is represented by a flat. So instead of writing 3 times the 10 million, we will just write it as what? 3 flats. You see? Then we come to the next one. So our next one here is this number we have over here, which is what? 1 million. So following the same procedure, then all we are going to say is we have our 1 million here already. You see? So if you just multiply 1 by 1 million, or let me just use a bracket. So 1 by 1 million, you are going to get 1 million. Now we do know that 1 million here is what? A rod. So it simply means 1 rod. You see? So 1 rod. Then our last number here, which is our 500,000. 500,000. So for the 500,000, we also do know that if you multiply 5 by 100,000, you are going to get 500,000. You see? Now, we know 100,000 here represents what? A cube. You see? So instead of writing 5 of 100,000, you just write 5 cube or 5 cubes. You see? So we have been able to write these numbers, which was the expanded form of the number in question, in terms of what? Flats, rods, and then cubes. So we then come and say that it implies that this number which were given, which is what? 31,500,000. That is 31,500,000. Is then going to be what? 3 flats. So this time we are not repeating the expanded form we wrote over here, but then we are using what? These ones. So that is 3 flats plus a rod. So 1 rod and then plus 5 cubes. You see? So we now want to represent it visually. You see? We now want to represent this we have here visually. So we come back here and then we look at how our flat looks like. So you see how the flat is. Then it simply means that I need 3 of the flat. So 1, I'll put 1 here, 2, and then 3. This is what we have over here. So this here will represent my what? 3 flats. Then it says I need 1 rod. So I'll come here and then pick my rod. So just 1 rod. And then how many cubes? 5 of them. So we come here and then pick our cube as well. So 1, then 2, and then 3. Let me just position them nicely. You see? So this here becomes our visual representation of the number in question. This is just as similar to how we visualize numbers, which are less than thousands. There's nothing different. The only thing you need to take note here is that this time around, our units have been changed. So unlike previously where we said 1 cube was just 1 unit, this time around, that isn't the case. 1 cube is what? 100,000 units. 1 rod will be what? 1 million units. 1 flat is tens of millions, whilst 1 block is something else. You see? So you just need to take note of your units, know how to write your numbers in expanded form, and from this expanded form, you do your appropriate substitution, and you are good to go. As usual, I'll leave you with some exercises you can try just to test your understanding. So based on what we've done, this is just an exercise you can try on your own. If you can see this one here, then if you want to write these questions over here, you can pause and then write as I zoom this one. Now these here are word problems. You can also what try your hands on. You see, so you just read and then apply what we've done also to this. That is the essence of we learning all this, so that you can solve actual real world problems. That is word problems. So if this video has been helpful, this is how beyond numbers where we learn maths the easy way. If there's any issue of concern, you can always let me know at the comment section, then I'll address that for you. If this is your first time on this channel, you can also choose to subscribe if you so do wish, so that anytime I release a video, you'll be notified as well. I do hope this video was helpful. Do have a blessed day. Then bye for now.